Hey guys, welcome back to Chaos Zero Nightmare. In today's video, we are checking out the new endgame mode, which is Zero System, which unlocks at level 40. First of all, massive shout out to my mate Nico for letting me on his account to check this out because I re-rolled for a day. But let's jump in and talk about it. Now, just something I like to do is compare things to other games just to help me get bearings on what a system's kind of feels like. For those that played Honkai Star Rail, Chaos Manifestation is kind of like your simulated universe, and Zero System is kind of like your Golden Gears or the Swarm and whatever you want to look at there. That not one for one, but like that's like the kind of vibe I get from it. So this one here, I'm going to jump into the codex first of all. The codex is where you can get different encounters which have different save values. As you can see, we all want higher save values because we're sick of getting basic cards added and our good cards removed. The chance of rare fate encounters, you can see we can get these different buffs. Now you can save up to 3. Now I just did one over in the Swamp of Judgment, and then once I cleared the Swamp of Judgment, it gave me a new selection, and they were a bit higher levels. Because I only did a green one to make it easy, it actually increased the levels, which is going to be important. So we got the difficulty, which is 5, and it's level 49. I'll talk about that in a sec. But, you know, you can, to actually unlock these, you get the 3 slots, and you can save them and come back to them later. You're going to use either the Chaos Orbs, or you're going to go ahead and use your, what do they call it? The units. So we're going to just replace this one and look for a new one just to show you guys this system. You can see it gives you 3. These are related to the Chaos worlds. You got the blue pot, you got City of Mist as your options, and you can get different difficulties along the way, and you can just read the different benefits and negatives that these ones bring and choose the one you want to use. Also, maybe you want to choose a strong element for you and stuff like that, and you can go ahead and choose those. So that's there. Once again, I just canceled it, so it defaults back to the one I already had. So you can play around with that. It is going to cost you some units to go ahead and do, but it is what it is. You can see here, if we go into this one, which is a gold one, if you want to go into the purple mode, this is where your save data value, if I move my head, becomes very high. This is where you can start getting very high save value, which is the highest I've seen. I don't know if it goes to extreme or full or whatever after that. We'll have to wait and see, but that is something you can opt in for over there. So that's the core system. You're going to be just getting your different world runs. Now these are the same as the Chaos mode, which is like 2 depths, so you complete one full map, clear the boss, get another full map, clear the boss. Along the way, you will be getting yourself some of the Chaos Orbs, and you can see here as you get them, this one is just an accumulation thing. You don't have to spend them here. It's just as you earn more, you will unlock more rewards. That's pretty much the basics to that. That's just like a passive generation for playing the game. Upgrading is where you're going to spend them. So you can see here, this is where you can go ahead and spend them as well. Nico actually, he must have logged in just between me, and he's already gone ahead and upgraded these to max level. So he's already spent all the ones that I earned on the run. You can also get some added effects. I'll go through more. Maybe it'll be worth making a guide on this in the future and like what's worth upgrading and stuff like that. But at the moment, we're still just learning absolutely everything about it. So he has spent some Chaos Orbs upgrading some of those things, which are very important because it lets you increase your stats along the way. Then as we go on past that, we also have the achievements, which are going to give you some like passive rewards as well. And that's pretty much everything to it. Now, I mentioned earlier when we look at the codex, how we have the different difficulty and level. Up here, you can see to reach difficulty 6, you must clear the codex at level 51 or higher. So depending on how difficult you're finding the runs, as I mentioned, when I cleared a green one, it seemed like it gave me higher level options. So it might be that as you clear them, once you clear it, you get a new range of options, and that can be higher levels. So depending on how difficult you're finding it, maybe you go lower difficulties, or maybe you just go straight in for the gold ones, try and clap it, and just get your better save file. Once again, it's going to become up to you, your account, how comfortable you are, how geared you are, how many dupes you have, like all that stuff. But you can make your decisions past there. And as you progress through and clear higher level ones, you will unlock higher difficulties, which I'm assuming is going to just give you better rewards and stuff like that along the way. But now I'm going to run in and jump in and show you guys a bit of a run that I've already done where we go through. I'm just going to show you guys the map. I'll show you clearing the first boss, looking at the second map, clearing the second boss, and the way that whole process works of when I cleared it, what it came up with as the other options, just so I can tag that on the end so you guys can see what I'm talking about over there. This is where we're going to jump in, and we're just going to use this team here, the Rin team. No Hugo built. Wait, someone's missing a partner on this team. What is cooking here, Nico? That's all right. We'll just figure this out as we go. So let's jump in, and perfect. We've got the HP one. Increase that max HP. And if we go over here, now you can see the map. Now, the map is fairly standard, what you're used to in normal Chaos runs. Now, with those enhanced boss enemies, some of the maps that you get when you unlock them will say that it has those enemies. And basically, what they look like is kind of like the camp with the shop. They'll have an extra little icon on top of the boss, meaning it's going to be a hard boss, which means it's going to be harder, but you're going to get more Chaos Orbs along the way. So that's pretty much the general process. And then the rest of it is a standard Chaos run. So you're just doing your exact same normal process until you get to the end. Now, what I'm going to do is let's just jump in and have a quick look. I didn't even look at which way I actually want to go through it. Standard Chaos stuff, make sure you're planning your progression easily. We can go up here and then we can get an enhanced shop, which would be really nice. Then we can, I might go up to get the enhanced shop because I like that. And we'll just do that one boss, see how we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is, you guys have all done Chaos runs, you know what this is all about. So I'm going to cut here for a bit, I'm going to progress a bit, and then I'll just jump back in and update you guys with how this run's going. All right, guys, here we are. We got to the boss of the first phase. Now, I'm assuming these are going to be 2-phase fights, kind of like we do get in Chaos, but let's go ahead, we'll beat the boss, we'll take a look at the rewards, and give you guys a basic summary of the first run that we managed to clear. Let's see what happens now at the end of this run. Okay, obviously we get to copy a card. Which one do we want? No. Dude, this is a good run. This is a good run. That is a good duplication. Equipment, what do we get? You know what? Let's just put it on someone. We'll put it on you, because then if you crit randomly, you get a heal. Who cares? And then here's the Chaos Loot. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the Chaos Loot does not include the Chaos Orbs. So by the looks of it, we're going to have to just get the Chaos Orbs through actually playing the game, which is actually a good thing, meaning if you want to generate those Chaos Orbs, it adds that replayability that you don't actually have to spend your energy to get Chaos Orbs, by the looks of it. Let's just go ahead and use this. As you can see there, we got that. It doesn't actually tell us what piece it is. Okay, that's kind of strange. I guess we got to go into our stuff to check what it actually is, but there we go. That's pretty much it. So yeah, and it's standard. We can continue this run, and it's going to take us into the interior. Let's take a look at this map and see what it's actually got on the map anyway. Okay, when using AP, gain 1 morale. I like this one, gain 1 AP on boss areas. I think this one is one I normally go for. This one I'm cooked. You guys let me know. All right, so let's check here. So yeah, the Chaos Orbs. Okay, here's one. Okay, so here's one. A more powerful monster appears. Defeat it to earn Chaos Orbs. So that's what I'm talking about. But you can get those on bosses. Yeah, here's one. Here's a boss one. You can see more powerful, and that's how you're going to get your Chaos Orbs, from stuff like that. Now, I'm sure in some of the occurrences, they might start giving Chaos Orbs as well, but that's what you're looking for to get the Chaos Orbs. Okay, guys, now we've jumped into the final boss of the interior run, because I want to see how it works once we clear it and what happens past that. So now we've got this, we can just go ahead and basically, oh, no, can't kill it with that. We can go ahead and draw any attack card, which we might just, no, this is, yeah, let's just grab this. And then we get the big 4x multiplier for the final nuke. Dude, I do really like Rin's animations. I'm gonna be honest, to all the Rin lovers out there, she is quite as solid. So that's gonna be the completion of the second depth of the run. Let's go copy card. Bro. Because I haven't actually built these two, I've already got 3 of this card in her deck, and I think a 4th might be a little bit much, but it's bound to get removed a couple times because we're on a low save data. So Rin's the only one we really built here, so that's the reason I'm going to go for it and see how that pops off. I'm going to see how it pops off. That takes us to 4 of those in our deck. If we go over here, we take a look. Where's Rin? You can see she's got 3 down the bottom there and 1 there, which is a bit overkill. But if we get enough AP generation on a really good Mika build, it wouldn't be too bad, but I'm anticipating 1 or 2 of them will get removed. So we'll have to wait and see how that pops off. Let's just keep going back here. My bad. All right, now we get an equipment. Increases damage dealt to vulnerable targets by 20%. We do apply vulnerable with her. Yeah, let's go ahead and yoink this. That can go straight on Rin. Perfect. Nice little drop there. Okay, we get Chaos Loot again. Okay, not too bad. I might do a whole video on this, but the loot that you see here, I looked at the previous one, like that's a really solid set there, is not too bad. So you can see what pieces you're going to get. Now, I'm not too sure if you can get double gold drops or whatever, but let's just go ahead and do this for Nico because, I mean, that's not a bad set to get the crit damage. We'll have to see what piece it actually ends up being. There we go. And now we can go ahead and leave. So let's see what happens once we complete this stage and where it actually takes us to. So let's click through. Bup, 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 bup. All right, you do the big nuke. Orbital strike cannon, away we go. Thing's dead. Battle complete. All right, let's see what actually happens past here. We teleport out. Cool beans. Okay. Unlock exploration records appear as rewards in chaos. Okay, so this is going to appear now. Okay, next. Obviously, it's going to go through our save files. So we ended up getting through the stages. We got 1 from the boss and 1 from a previous battle. We actually got 53 of the Chaos Orbs, and that was from an easy run. So you can definitely get more than that. Okay, she's gone insane, but we can go ahead and recover her because we're going to have to see that run. Oh, okay. So this is what it gives us. Exploring new coordinates. So it snowballs on. So now we've gone up in level. Now, as we saw in the previous thing, you want to clear level 51 to unlock difficulty 6. So this is like world 5, level 49. But by clearing a level 51, you get to go on beyond that. So I might take this one. Monsters gain 1 fury every 3 turns. That's okay. Just because this one's easier. So it does have a boost of Chaos Orb acquisition by 10%. Obviously, doing high difficulties is going to be easier. But I'm going to select this one just for Nico. Because that save file, you can see this one's at level 49. The other ones we claimed, oh, this one was already at 50 actually. So maybe it doesn't increase the level. I'm not too sure exactly how it goes. But it feels like it does give you a revised drop at higher level because I feel like that green one when we started was lower than that. So maybe it bumps up the levels so you can sort of play around with what levels you want to go for to climb up, because the big thing I want to do is reach difficulty level 6 by codex 51. And if it's easier for me to clear codex 51 on the greens, then maybe that's an option. Once again, this is not a guide. This is just the way I'm thinking through it. So that is a look at that. So that's the way it goes. And now we can continue on. I'm not sure if you fail, whether it resets and you get back to low level ones, but as you can see here, we can still get decent level ones anyway. So seems like you're going to want to just continually run through and keep progressing. But we did recover our RIN. So I want to go and see how that RIN file saved. So let's go save data. Let's go change. Let's take up this one here. Was it the new one? It was the new one, wasn't it? It was this one. Okay, so we've kept 4 copies of that bloody card. It did throw the shield back in. No, I don't think I'd removed the shield. Honestly, I think it actually saved absolutely everything that we had. I think this was like a perfect save to what we had. And it was only a green run, which is actually kind of crazy, if you ask me. So this system much better by the looks of it. I'd have to correlate, but we kept 4 of these bad boys and these 2. And I think with Rin, the more I'm thinking about it, having more of these is just better than having more copies of these because you can draw it from the discard as well. So you can just pitch them back and just keep using this one as opposed to getting hands clogged with those. That's my thoughts anyway. Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. That is the first look at it. I will keep playing through it and update you guys with a guide and such in the future once I'm more comfortable with exactly how all the progression systems work. But that is Zero System. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.